Is the Arctic the next superpower battleground? Nowhere is the world's climate crisis more evident than near the North Pole. What was once a vast frozen ocean is now rapidly melting, opening up not only environmental risks, but geopolitical ones as well.
The sea ice that once extended all the way to the horizon is now open ocean. Over 2.5 million square miles of ice has melted away, uncovering thousands of islands surrounded by open ocean.
We have lost 50% of Arctic ice in about 50 years.
Some might see it as a looming disaster, but for others, the rapidly receding sea ice is making the region more accessible than ever, and it's opening up new opportunities. The Arctic is rich in natural resources. It holds 13% of the world's undiscovered oil and 30% of its natural gas. And under all that ice is an estimated $1 trillion worth of rare earth metals. An ice-free ocean is also opening up new, shorter shipping routes, cutting weeks off travel times between Asian and Western markets. But who owns the Arctic and who has rights to those resources? The borders of the Arctic are not that simple. Several states still disagree about where their border begins and where it ends. In fact, many have overlapping claims on the North Pole.
The border lines in the Arctic Ocean look like this. Every country gets their default maritime borders that are 200 nautical miles off their coast. The rest of the water that doesn't fall within these exclusive economic zones is up for grabs to anyone who can prove that it belongs to them.
Well, Canadians are known for their diplomacy, but now we're locked in an interesting fight with Russia and Denmark to prove a vast portion of the North Pole belongs to Canada.
One country has been particularly aggressive in staking its claims.
In the Arctic now, there is a battle for supremacy that Russia is determined to win.
Taking full advantage of climate change to try and shore up its military power. Now, it's testing new weapons in the Arctic in areas where there's been quite a bit of ice melt.
Russia's activity in the Arctic is booming. It's building roads, ports, and airstrips, while beefing up its military presence through a series of bases on its Arctic coastline. The region has also become a testing ground for its advanced weapons. The Russians even planted a flag on the seafloor at the North Pole. Not to be outdone or left out, even China has made its Arctic ambitions known. In 2018, it declared itself a near-Arctic state and outlined a Polar Silk Road economic plan, even though the most northern part of the country is at least 1,400 kilometers from the Arctic Circle. But it is still trying to invest heavily in the Arctic, even Greenland.
2015, Chinese companies got some licenses and shares in companies that's already in Greenland. And that was also a result of Greenlandic government courting Chinese investors.
So Moscow has accepted billions of dollars from Beijing in loans and investments, including for the landmark gas project on the Yamal Peninsula. But China's investments are mostly limited to projects that can help it exploit resources.
And the US has taken notice. It is now revising its Arctic strategy to counter Chinese and Russian influence in the far north.
Are you a bit late to the party in the Arctic?
Yep, we're a little late.
Yeah, but
that's all right. I've been late to parties before and had a great time. We'll succeed.
The United States is pondering how to compete with two adversaries while making sure the only two icebreakers they have on hand remain in operation.
In 2019, then US President Donald Trump was ridiculed when he suggested buying Greenland from Denmark. But his eyes were on the Arctic resources there. Greenland has the highest concentration of untapped rare earth minerals in the world. And it's been home to an American base for over 6 decades and even played a role during the Second World War.
We're really on the front lines of what I would consider kind of a Red Dawn or Cold War type mindset. We're here with pilots and maintainers, ready to get these airplanes airborne on a moment's notice.
The Arctic has become the latest frontier between Russia and China on one side and the US and its allies on the other. As the region becomes more accessible, competition for resources and control over shipping lanes will heat up. So the Arctic could be home to the next Cold War.